Hello and welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, we've got the bike loaded up again and we're going to head out for another overnighter. This one does have a little bit of a twist, but it should be an absolute corker. So let's not hang about, let's get out on the road and I'll tell you all about it.
Hello and welcome back, and thanks for joining us back out on the bike again for yet another overnight moto stay. Now I call it a moto stay because this one does have a little bit of a twist. As you can probably see from the clip that I posted at the beginning of the video, I haven't got the roll bag on my bike, which means I haven't brought my tent. So tonight we'll be stopping in the very northwest tip of the Lake District, just northwest of Keswick, in, to the best of my knowledge, the cheapest log cabin in the Lake District. Now let's nip in here. What's this fish and chip shop? Is it cheating if we stop for a bag of chips on the way to a camp? Let's have a closer look, see if this is actually properly open. Can't see anybody. Is the restaurant open? It is, our spot on, cheers. Now, according to the sat nav, we're only around half an hour or so before we get there. And this campsite, I believe, is just on the left down here. Yep, that's the one. Lidskeld Field Holiday Cottages. Right, let's get these clothes off. Bike clothes off, that is, because I don't think it's a naked rambling style campsite. Right, let's get the bike gear off, get the helmet off. Excited to have a look. Right, so it's got a pass key on, which I'm fairly certain I've wrote down somewhere. If not, we'll have a bit of a problem. Those would always sleep here. Right, let's find this passcode and let's see if we can have a closer look. Nope. Let's give you a little look inside here. So what have we got? A little coat hanger here, little footstool or a foldable mattress, I think. Little window there. And potentially is that double mattress. And we've got ourselves a little oil radiator. So those will be fun on my own. Some top trumps. Dominoes. All perfect games for when you're on a solo camp.
We've got a toaster, kettle, double socket, which is very handy, fire extinguisher, and here we go. A couple of spotlights. Right, we'll shut this door, keep the flies out. When I booked this place online for the price I got it for, and what you get for that price, completely far beyond what I was expecting. I always prefer camping, going through the motions of putting up the tent and everything being contained in there. But coming out today, not needing to pull up, unpack the tent, put it up, and then obviously think the next day I've got to put it all back down again, just to get off the bike and walk straight into here. Absolutely fantastic. But I keep stopping, so let's actually get unpacked and we'll get this sorted. And as ever, these saddlebags, worth the weight in gold. So actually what I'll do as I'm getting this stuff out here, I'll quickly run through what I've got. So I've got some chicken tikka masala for a late tea, because I have already had some chips. Tin opener just in case. A couple of power banks. The blow pillow, which actually there is 2 pillows here, but I wasn't sure if there'd be any provided. Cutlery set. Wires for the power banks. In here is the likes of your toothpaste, mouthwash, deodorants, washing up stuff, comb, because obviously I need a comb. Spare gas canister, coffee, sugar, fire lighters, and then essential bit of kit, piss bottle. And a bit overkill for today, but I've brought a chair. And the idea behind that is, if I go out for a wander, maybe during the night or in the morning, I can just hoist that in the backpack, and then I can just set up somewhere and have a sit down. And in the second saddlebag, empty bottle for water, sleeping bag, the fire maple stove for cooking on and making coffees, a dry bag full of clothes and waterproofs, breakfast for tomorrow, beans and sausages, sneaky snack, and then me special hat with a light on. So there you can see everything that was in the 2 saddlebags. So there's quite a lot in there, because I've got some sort of form of OCD. I've got it all neatly laid out there. So in the backpack, something which I'll keep secret and we'll go through later, all the charging and camera equipment, all the DJI stuff all comes with nice travel bags as well. A couple of buns for the food, some Pepsi Max for later, and then because I knew this place had a power socket, I've actually brought a plug-in device where I can connect all my cameras, phones. And then one of the most important things, I did get slated in the last video for Budweiser, I don't know why, but anyway this time San Miguel. A jacket in case it gets a bit nippy later, and the tank bag, pretty much everything I just need for the bike. So I've got the side stand puck, bike lock which I'll go and put on in a minute, torch, multi-purpose tool, and some tongs that I might need later. Well, let's have a look at the surrounding area. So this is the view from my little balcony, if you want to call it that. And I've just been over there, that's where the wash area is and the toilets. We'll have a closer look in a sec. So we've got the little stove, which we're going to try and cook on later. Got a table and chairs, bike's just there. And then we've got our little Lord of the Rings style hut. I'm not sure what this is. It's just some sort of storage, I think. So let's see what's just over here, because I think this is Linsk Field, I think it's called, Tarn. I don't know what you can see of that, but there's the mountains of the Lake District. Because for the price I paid, which I know I still haven't actually said what it is, I'm building up a little anticipation because you'll be shell shocked. Right, let's have a look at the facilities that we've got here. You've got your standard wash facilities, all looks clean enough. You've got your toilets, your washing machine or 2, and then a couple of showers and cubicles. All you want, really. And I think over that direction is an actual camping field. So let's go and grab some change. We're going to get some firewood and have a little wander. Is that a pond in Nature Walk? Probably try that later. So this is the camp area, which to be honest I wouldn't have minded either. And it looks like we're surrounded by farm animals. Let's have a little black sheep. I've got no bait for you. So it looks like that field's just for the exclusive camping members. But I still haven't actually found where the drinking water is, where you buy the firewood from. So I'm sure, like the previous campsite, there's an honesty shop here somewhere. Right, let's keep looking. Hopefully the shop's on the way in somewhere. But it's a bit far to go for fresh water. What's this here? Farm shop. What have we got? Eggs. More eggs. Not much in there. Nets of kindling. None left. Oh, that's not good. Right, let's see what's in the one next door. Well, I've just looked at the information on the website again, and I'm not sure that's the right shop. It does say there's another one as you enter the campsite. That's got to be back down that way somewhere. It says something like you turn into the campsite, and then on the right hand side there's a shed with a kindling and logs in. I've finally hit the jackpot. You must have to jot down what you're buying. Fire starter. Includes matches, clean and fire lighters. We'll have one of them. Got one of them. Right, £6. Champion. Found the cold water or fresh water tap, which is just behind the bike around that hedge, so that's ideal. So this is our little setup for the night now. So we've got everything organised on there like I showed earlier. Made good use of the coat hanger. I didn't spot those little shelves earlier, so we've got all of our essentials laid out on there. I'd love to come to places like this more often, but just got that little problem of I need to go to work 5 days a week, and I've only got so many holidays, and I've already fairly chipped into them for this year, because I have booked a week away abroad with Mrs. Monkeywood for later in the year. Yeah, I could do this a lot more often. Time to get some tea on the go. So we've got some chicken tikka masala. So as always, we'll get this little fire maple stove set up. But certainly can't fault this one. That's until I blow myself up. Actually smells alright. Well, I'm going to see if I can get a better view of that town behind us there and the mountains you can see just above. So let's have a wander and see if we can get a bit closer. Because I believe we can just follow this track. It'll take us to an opening somewhere. Just walk past an older couple there. Don't know if you can see them in the background. I think it is maybe just an older generation, but they're so suspicious of you if you've got a camera and a microphone on show. God knows what they think I'm up to. What do you think of this view? Not too bad, is it? A couple of swans. I was hoping to show you a view of the mountains of the lakes. You cannot really see anything from here, but tomorrow I think I'm going to head further into the lakes and drop down into Lake Bassenthwaite, I think it's called. But that'll be a video for another day, but I might well head there tomorrow morning because I've come all this way. You need to see the lakes in all its glory. So all I can see here is that sheep's arse. Don't really do it for me. Well, I haven't got my watch on, but it must be 6:30 or just after, I'm going to guess. So we're going to head back. We'll have a few campfire stories, I think. And obviously I've got something to cook later as well. But eagle-eyed viewers may well have already spotted what that is. No, it wasn't one of those sheeps. Cheers. Still chilled. I wouldn't say it was cold, but it's not warm either. One thing I want to talk about before I forget was this campsite is in the northwest of the Lake District, so it's right in the top corner above Keswick. So if you were coming up from south, wanting to do the NC 500 and go clockwise round, it could be the perfect stop off. I mean, 35 quid a night for that price, it's absolutely insane. I'm sure there'll be somebody out there who's maybe found a one cheaper, but I couldn't find one. And disclaimer, it is 35 quid plus an Airbnb charge, and I think that was another 5 quid. So all in, if you say 40 quid. But I'll put links in the description below of the name of the site, links to the Facebook group, that kind of thing. So if you do fancy coming up here one time, just click on one of those links. So it's now cracking on 8 o'clock. Looks like we've still got some sunlight left. But in terms of these little 3 pods, there's somebody in the one just over there. But there's nobody in this one. Well, just for future reference, just going to have a little look, see how it compares to the one that we've stopped in. Well, this one's called the Mallard. Looks like it's got a bigger decking area. It's actually quite a lot more private. I think this is a bigger cabin. Let's hope there's nobody in here. If there is, probably going to get kicked off. Yeah, that is a lot bigger. Well, the temperature's finally starting to drop. The sun's just gone over those hills, so I reckon we've probably got another 20 minutes daylight before it starts to get quite dark. So let's get this loaded up. And I'm going to put this back over the top because we need that to little cat, hopefully clean up a little bit so we can cook on it. I'm sure this cat will be back once it realises what I've got cooking later. You after some bait? If I'm honest, I'm not the biggest fan of cats, but I never like to come any harm. I love all animals really, especially dogs. Got my own little monkey at home. I was just speaking to the owner of the campsite just before I set up this fire, She was spot on, and she said there's a fair few bikers actually come through here as they're heading up to Scotland, which I thought they might given the location. So for tonight's bait, if you didn't notice earlier in the video, we've got 4 kebabs on a stick. So we've gone from a banana that failed and was stolen by raccoons. Then we went to a potato where I put that much pepper on I almost choked myself to death. So we're going to go for a safe, stable barbecue meal. Let's see what happens. Good thing is with this pivot dish is you can just dial up the heat as and when. One thing I have realised, probably more so this year with the trips I've been on, is how much I love the actual solo motorbike touring experience. I know I haven't been particularly far. I think this site is probably 90 to 100 miles from home, so it's just really, I don't even count as any sort of tour really, does it? But it's given us a taste for it. Looks like the kebabs are cooking pretty well. Oh, I love that smell. I should have brought some hot sauce. But I do feel like I'm going to just burn them here. Well, these must be ready by now. And other than a burger with onions and a bun and red sauce, you can't beat kebab on a stick on a barbecue. Just hopefully I'm not ill in the morning. Can't see how well it's cooked, but it feels warm enough. Well, I think I'm probably just going to call it for a night, because I am planning to get up reasonably early tomorrow. The fire is about to die out. It is after 10, so I think I'll just call it. And this is what the cabin looks like. All I've done is just brought my sleeping bag, and to be honest I'm just going to use the pillows that were already here. Got my little curtains closed. So I hope you've enjoyed the video so far, and we'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. Well, we slept alright. Woke up a few times where I think there was birds walking across the roof. Still on my first tin of gas. So this is camp number 5. It's nice to wake up in the morning, have your food, have your coffee, and just have to load up the 2 saddlebags without having to put down the tent. Just talking to a lovely chap there. He was on about his son who rides a Triumph, or son-in-law, sorry, who's moved to Sydney. And he was saying how good the Triumph museum is. I think it's the visitor centre experience. So I might give that a go at some point in the future. Well, I always try and spread the weight equally, because if I remember correctly, I think the weight limit for these is around 5 kilograms, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when it comes to camping gear, most of it's lightweight, so you'll be surprised just how much gear you can get within 5 kilograms. Well, that's the bike loaded up. It's been a fantastic stay. So if you've enjoyed the video, Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I love reading all the comments. And if you've got any suggestions on places to go for another moto camp, whether it be a tent or a hut like this, leave it in the comments. Time to hit the road. So we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.